Hi guys, today we are going to plant my Batchelor Buttons. Now I started these midwinter in the seed snail method. I didn't do it on camera. This was my first set of seeds. I had no idea if it would be successful. I had seen the seed snail all over the internet and it looked like such an intriguing method. But it's come to the point where I'm either going to have to add more soil to this seed snail. As you can see, the roots are coming out the bottom, very vigorous, or I'm gonna have to plant them out, and they are cool season flowers, so they should do just fine. Now, because I have rabbits in my garden, I'm going to be planting this in a tall raised bed right here next to the polytunnel. This should give you an idea of where I'm planting it. It's the first raised bed next to the polytunnel, and I have a nice large space in the back right behind my broccoli, which, by the way, with all this warm weather has grown quite a bit. So I'm pretty excited to see those florets. But I'm basically going to be taking clumps of it and planting it all across the back in probably a double or triple row. And I don't know if you're supposed to plant these in clumps, but I think it's going to give me a nice effect pretty quickly. And I just think it's going to look great. I'm planting it towards the back because it can grow upwards of 3 feet tall. So I'm going to unroll it. This is the exciting part where we get to take a look at the root growth. And once again, I have to give a very high rating to the seed snail sowing method. Look at these beautiful roots of the Batchelor button, and the plants look very vigorous. And I'm glad I've chosen today to plant them because the soil is looking a little dry. And if I weren't planting them today, I would probably add in some more soil and roll it back up. Make sure it has plenty of moisture as well. But I'm going to go ahead and plant these in clumps, water them in, and watch them grow. Today I'm adding some Kellogg's organic all-natural raised bed and potting mix. I have not used this product before, so I'll be interested to see how the flowers like it. My homemade compost isn't quite ready. Now I'm taking a small clump. There's about 4 or 5 seedlings in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill them in across the back into this new soil. And it's a bit of a reach. Let me go ahead and get that planted. Once they're all planted, I'll give them a good water so they can settle in. And I think they're going to really take off. And guys, if you have rabbits, which I do, and I certainly do enjoy them. Let me turn this so you can see how that first clump looks. There we go. Raised bed gardening is probably the way you want to go. And that will allow you to have some flowers that you otherwise may not be able to enjoy. I'm going to put some extra soil around that as it will settle in. And I think that's going to be a happy plant. Okay, here's my second clump. Just a whole clump of them here. And I'm going to put that one a little bit further back. And a lot of the soil in this raised bed is soil that I have just composted down and layered up since I've gotten these beds. And I'm going to make sure there's plenty of good soil around them. Let's do another clump right here. And I am pressing down firmly, making sure that the roots have good contact with the soil. Let's do one more clump back here. And I might save some for the other bed. And now I'm going to water them in. And remember, when they get watered in, all of that soil is settling around the roots. And you're getting rid of all the air pockets where those roots could dry out. And here we go. I've got 4 of them planted and watered in across the back of this polytunnel bed. And I had enough to put in 3 clumps back here. So I popped those in the back again. It's always good to put those taller plants in the back. But we are also having rain in a couple days. And I think this is a really good time to plant, right before rain is forecasted. So my beds are starting to fill up with little seedlings. This makes me feel like spring is coming. And hopefully they will all take. I've got some kale back there next to my new Batchelor Buttons. And in case any of you are wondering why my beds aren't full of soil, I actually am trying to build the soil, but also when it's set down into the bed like that, it is a little bit sheltered from wind. So at times of the year like this, when it's still windy and there's cold weather, it does serve as a little bit of protection to be sunk in down into a bed. So I am thrilled, and hopefully this will yield some beautiful spring flowers. So thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you're having fun with your seedlings.